Back here is my super smelter, except half of it is broken. So we're going to destroy my old one and then build a new one that I designed. Before we start building anything, we probably should fix this here, since I don't really want to leave it like this. We're going to start by clearing land. Then we're going to start building a little house. So I've built a little house, and out the front here is the furnace. And what I want is I want to be able to throw any items just down here, and they get sent back here where we're going to build our new super smelter. So just down here, if we jump in, we're just going to place a rail down here with a hopper minecart. So all the blocks that fall in should just be caught. We're putting a chest here that the minecart's going to sit on top of, and we're going to have another hopper sitting out the back here. What should happen is if we take all this and throw it, it should, hopefully. Never mind. New design. Instead of just throwing it, we have the chest here, which we can't open. New design. Again, we're going to have this dropper on the floor here, and we're going to have a carpet. I'm going to grab one later to cover it up, and the chest is going to stay here. Now we have to find some way to take items out of this chest, but try to get a specific number of items. I'm thinking maybe if I just have a minecart here, something like this, hopefully could work. Now if I place a torch here, does that stop? No. So I think I remembered how to do this. So we need to have this constantly on. Well, when the minecart comes here, this then switches off. It's just about remembering how to do that. I have an idea in mind. Let's see if this works. This ain't gonna work. I've had a tiny look about how other designs work, and I made this, where if we place the minecart here, and let's just put 2 stacks of things. It takes a few seconds, and then it sends off with a stack and a bit, and this ranges, but usually it's almost 2 stacks. Now I've got to find a way out of here, and we're going to go down and we're going to have to craft a bunch of furnaces. I wanted 64 and then the chest had 64. From this point here, we just grab furnaces and we're going to line up 64 of them, and they're going to be stacked side to side. I have all this space here, but it's going to be much easier if I just extend it out this way. There'll be too many twists and turns. We placed all the furnaces, and if we go back to the start, we're just going to grab the hoppers and place it on top, so that way we have the rails that run across these hoppers, and then that hopper minecart that has all the items will equally distribute all of the items through all of the hoppers. Now we got some powered rails, and hopefully this will be enough. It might not, but I want to just place powered rails across every single hopper. Now when it comes to here, we're not going to just slot it back into there, but we're just going to place a block, and that's why we have the 2 stack. So hopefully a stack goes in, and then whatever's left comes back through. Now to power it, pretty simple, just redstone blocks. And once I fix the rail back here, I can explain it just a bit more. I can sort of demonstrate it. So we have the minecart here, and yep, it goes off. Not quite how I intended. I wasn't expecting it to go off quite just yet, but hopefully it should fix itself. And that's why. Oh, no. No. There were items, of course. Well, I'll just demonstrate one more time. So place an item. Now it should got 2 stacks, but for now it doesn't. And then it sends it off. And it should go all the way across. And then come right back. And then if there's more items in that chest, it would just fill up and repeat. But now I'm going to have to clear all this, and now I'm wondering how, why, and why. Okay, that's all of them. Thankfully we noticed that. Although, never mind, it would have been fine since you can smelt logs. Everything would have been fine. With the old super smelter, the old way I powered it was with a bamboo farm, which is right here, which I went too close to. But it is right here, and what would happen was bamboo would get sent equally into the super smelter, and then into some storage. But now that we're not using bamboo anymore, I can make it all be directed into the storage, meaning I'm just gonna have to get rid of all of this. Now if I got this right, what should happen is once we get some water, it should flow properly. Now it hopefully should work. Next up is just clearing more space. Then we're going to continue what we're doing and place hoppers going into the furnaces here, and then some rails just on top. Now the track's done, and we're just going to recreate this here, but onto here, so that way we can load items as fuel instead. We've built this side, and I've made it so that this will go on for slightly longer than the other one, so we should get 2 stacks in a bit, which should fill it exactly how we need. So we can just place this, and if we want we can test it by putting a block, and it should go off in just a second. Didn't realize this, but it didn't extend all the way, although it's an easy fix. So it should go off and come right back, and it all works just as I want. We got everything up the top working, so we just gotta go down at the bottom, grab our hoppers, and connect them all up, so that way the items leave the furnace, which is something I almost forgot about. Now here comes the issue. We gotta find a way to connect it to this dropper here, but I'm just not sure how we're gonna do that. The idea I have is we could drop it here, and then grab a slab and place it on top, like that, if we move everything around like this. So let's just see under here, if we dig down, we gotta connect our hopper through here, run it at the back here. So I have a plan. If we go this way, we can just connect them up, placing hoppers to here, and then here we're going to have the bubble elevator to bring the items up. Luckily I put a bit of decoration at the front here, not much, just 2 blocks, but it saved us. So we'll create the column like this, place the dropper, and that will be good to go. We'll connect up the hoppers to it, and we need to create a system so this will send off items when one gets put inside, which made me realize I'm not sure how we're going to fit a system like that up here, but we'll give it a try. This hopefully should work. So if we place some items, yep, so that's good, it's working here, just up there now. So let's see if we place comparator. Will this work? Will we have enough space? If I just do it like this? I hope so. Okay, that might do something to here. But if we just place a glass block, hopefully, because it's a transparent block, the signal won't go through. I gotta make sure that it doesn't. So if we get an item, 3 of them, that's all good. And anything happen here? No, that's exactly what we want. Almost done. Just placing in the water, hoping I didn't mess anything up. Then the kelp. Yeah, and that shows it works. Let's cover this up. And we're gonna place a slab here. Fix all this. And that should be good. I will test it though, just to make sure. Just say the furnace. That's 4 items. They go up into here, and they get dispensed. Perfect. Now the super smelter portion of it is all done. It should all work. And now we got to fuel it. And I'm gonna build a kelp farm. But I've never made my own kelp farm. So we're just gonna see how this goes, and hopefully it works well. So I had a plan. I wanted to clear out all this space, and then I recorded it, but can't find the recording, so just pretend I'm mining everything in this clip here. I'm now gonna see if I can get a kelp farm working. So I haven't made one, but I'm just gonna box off a bit of space, and I'm gonna try place some water. First we'll put the observer. Now I imagine if I just grab some water, I should be able to just place the kelp. Might have to put the water one higher. What I think should happen is when this one grows up to the top, all of these pistons should send off the items. Now we are going to have to wait for it to grow, because I know kelp farms, they can be a bit annoying with where the kelp goes after it's been destroyed, because there is the chance it just stops right here. So we're going to have to wait. Or not wait. Let's see. Well, that looks well. I'm just going to take this and expand it all the way over there, since I don't see a problem with it, so it should be fine. Here, the farm's done, and we can see it's working. I mean, it's not completely done, but it works, this part of it. So we're going to cover this with stone, and I want to build another layer. I'm going to need more pistons and observers. There, the farm's working. We don't have a place to collect it just yet, so that's what we're going to do now. Also, I just googled how much can kelp grow, and it can only, and there is the chance that the kelp will only grow up to 2 blocks. So just say it's here, and everything else grows up to 2 with the observers. Nothing's going to happen, so I just put an extra 2 observers on each layer. That hopefully should fix our problem. Now down here, we already got over 2 stacks of kelp, but we're going to place the hoppers. I think I'm going to... Okay, that's not how you make a stair. I think I'm going to put a chest right here. Now with the kelp here, we need to find a way to run it into a furnace and then smelt it. So we get dried kelp, and then put it into an auto crafter to get dried kelp blocks. Just clearing out space because I know I'm gonna need it. Now I got 2 furnaces, and if I just place them both here, the thing is, I'm not too sure if 1 furnace is gonna be enough. So this should just slowly smelt away. Now I'm gonna wait here, and I'm gonna see, will that all smelt before another lot of kelp comes along? Well, that was quick, so I'm gonna say no. And yeah, it all went into this furnace here. So I wonder if I'm gonna have to make a mini super smelter. This should work. So we've got items coming in here, and then fuel going here, and then everything else down here. Now I got a crafter. I should be able to place it here. If I do that, that is working how I want. We need to create another bubble elevator. I need to create a new pathway for just a few items that come through this system. If I activate that, you can see only some of the time the items will go through here. Just to connect it up now. The last thing for this should just be the water. I don't think we need any more than that. I changed it a little, so we've got this hopper that should stop the minecart from going when it's under 2 stacks, and then the piston, it should work. In the meantime, we're going to do a little bit of building outside, since I want a way to get back here that's not this. So we're going to make a way down here, and also, for a while, I've been meaning to fix this, but I've just never gotten around to it. Doesn't look the best floating. So we got that part built down there, but I did run into an issue back here. I did make this bigger, and I found an issue that for every 9 kelp we were using, we're only getting around 2 back. So I've had to change this system here. Did not mean to send that off. Shouldn't matter though. And I've had to change this system here by making it so that when this is at 4 stacks in here, this all gets sent off, and this waits a certain amount of time before it closes back up again. For the final thing down here, I'm going to start by mining just a bit here, and I'm going to create an underwater cave of sorts that leads all the way in. So we're just going to have it go through, we're going to try to avoid everything and probably have it just end up here. I've covered up that part there, and if we go down here, we got a little cave entrance, probably placed a bit too much kelp, and then we got the exit up here. So we got a super smelter with a kelp farm that powers it all, and a house out the front. So if you like this video, go and watch this one, where I built all of this.